Hey, love. Today we're going to talk about money and art. So, this year I began documenting my journey here on YouTube of how I am becoming a full time artist and also all of my adventures, being just completely transparent because this was a really scary journey for me. And so far, it's been a really interesting journey. And I have so much to share on the subject of money and art. So I sold 4 original paintings in about the length of a month. And this has been a really interesting confirmation for me of the universe that I am in my right path, that I am following my destiny. And I haven't even launched my website yet. I've only been showing my art to people that I know, friends, and also people on Instagram. And I have a small account on Instagram of only around 3K followers. And this has been really interesting for me. I do have a background in entrepreneurship. I've had, for 7 years now, a successful jewelry business here in the south of France. But the thing is that when I started to paint and I started wanting to move more towards becoming an artist and less of a boss babe, I have the experience of who is my ideal customer. And my ideal customer, my audience, is still the audience of my jewelry business, which is mystical jewelry. And with painting, I make mystical paintings because the truth is that I am my audience. And this is one of the best things that has helped me in my path as a jewelry designer and also as a painter, is that because I am my own audience, because I am that person who is a mystic, who loves everything that is esoteric and mystical, I know my audience really well. And so one of the things that I believe has brought me to this point that now I am selling paintings, some weren't even finished before I even sold them, is first of all, I have really a unique way of painting, which you cannot find in the market anywhere. You cannot find art made of natural pigments and basically with flowers and rocks in IKEA or in any other places. And my art really tells a story. And it's also art for this mystical person who wants to bless their home, for the person who wants to have beautiful reminders in their home of their personal myth. It's for the person who wants to manifest their dream life, to co-create their dream life. So I think this is what has helped me the most, is that even though I am just starting now my path as an artist, is that I have been in this path of serving this kind of client, this kind of audience for 7 years now. So I know my audience really well, and it's the same one. It doesn't matter if it's jewelry or if it's painting, it's the same audience. So tip number 2, teach classes. So when my daughter was just a baby, I used to teach sip and dip classes, and they always sell out. So these are the kinds of classes where you do a step-by-step tutorial with people. You can offer wine glasses or coffee, and people absolutely love this kind of atmosphere because it's a really nice activity that people can do with their friends or their loved ones. And it's also a way to relax. So I used to run these regularly when my daughter was really little and she was just a baby. I would do it once a week. And it was a really good source of income. And a few years ago, 2 years ago now, I forget sometimes the timeline, but 2 years ago, when I wanted to expand my jewelry brand, I opened a boutique shop with a friend of mine. So it was a boutique shop. It also had a yoga studio, and it had a art studio that I would teach regular classes. And again, classes, I always had the same group of students that would come once a week. And this is something that can be quite successful. I have also done in retreats art therapy. I've done mandala classes. So there's many different ways that you can teach art. You don't even have to be an advanced artist to give classes. People sometimes, they just want to pay to have paints available, a place to make a mess, and you can also offer art therapy. So that is something that I highly recommend if you are wanting to live from your art. Plus, it gets you practicing. When I was doing the sip and dips, I was always practicing new ways of painting by sometimes, okay, let's do a painting inspired by Monet. So that's my tip number 2. And I've also noticed that a lot of our favorite Instagram artists, they're all offering online classes. So this is something that you might want to offer in the future. I've had old students of mine ask me still to come back and give some classes. I told them that possibly in the future I will give online classes because at this moment I just really want to focus on painting. But it is something that I'll probably be offering in the future because I have students already that have been asking me to teach them classes again. And also with the natural pigments, I always have people asking me, how do I make my paints? How do I do my iris ink? So this is probably something that I will be offering. And I've noticed that a lot of our favorite artists on Instagram, they offer online classes. And I've taken lots of online classes. I've already mentioned in one of my videos that I've studied with Milan Art Institute. I've done a lot of classes with Domestika. And I've taken a lot of art classes from different artists that I love, that I'm a fan of, just to learn different techniques. So this is also a way to diversify your income stream as an artist. So tip number 3, sell prints. So at this moment, I'm not selling prints. I'm still launching my website and I'm still going to be researching the different print companies. But one of my close friends has been really successful at selling prints. When we did an art exhibition this year was my first one, but she was already doing lots of art exhibitions. She came prepared with all of her art prints. And in one weekend, she did 6K of selling prints. So this is something definitely that I want to be bringing onto my art business. I want to be able to have not only my originals, but prints also for people who like my originals, but they cannot afford my originals. And this is something that this time I will be working with the company that does the shipping for me, because after 7 years of doing a lot of shipping and inventory, this time I want to find a company that can do this for me. So I will let you know how it goes when I start selling my own prints. Tip number 4, art retreats. So again, my super successful artist friend who sells prints, she's doing art retreats. And this is something that people absolutely love. I would love to go on an art retreat. I've seen some incredible art retreats in Greece and Italy where not only you get to see beautiful places, but you also get to paint and to learn from people who are teaching different art skills. So this friend of mine, she's doing art retreats. And I myself, I have participated in retreats, not art retreats, but in women's circle kind of retreats where I do art therapy sessions. I have done this twice and people absolutely love this. So this is also something that I hope to do in the future because I live here in the south of France and it's such a beautiful area. People all over the world travel to France. And one day I do hope to create art retreats for people who want to travel, see France, and learn how to paint and be with other artists. Tip number 5, commissions. You can create offers for weddings, for painting couples, or the events. So I just put 3 different offers on my website for altar art. So maybe somebody wants something specific for their altar art. Maybe they want Mary Magdalene, or maybe they want Inanna, Venus, in their altar art. So I have created a few different offers for my website because I've had friends say to me that they would like to have something specific for their altar art. So I want to be able to have that option available for clients who want something specific for their homes. And a lot of people do it already. Many artists live from that. Artists are living from bookings of doing different portraits or pet portraits, you name it. So this is another offer that I will have on my website. And I think it's really important as an artist that you are diversifying your income stream. So as usual, my videos are quite short and sweet. This is how I have been generating income for myself as a full-time artist. I will be documenting more about income because I believe that this is a very common pain point that we have as artists. We want to be able to live off of our art and not just make it as a hobby. At least the artists that I hang out with, that's what we all want. Okay, if you want to be a hobby artist, but that's not the case for myself and some of my artist friends. So I will be sharing more of my journey and other things that I discover along this journey, as usual here in this YouTube channel. So let me know if there's any tips that have helped you in your own journey as an artist. And voila!